Yo, what is going on, guys? So today I have some pretty exciting stuff to show you guys. It's pretty much going to be what mods I'm going to be installing on the car and pretty much why I'm tearing the car down. I have all the parts right here, right behind me. So I'll show you guys here in just a second, but man, this is very exciting. It's going to be crazy. Pretty much all the mods I'm doing right now, they're essentially supporting mods. So nothing too crazy. I was thinking about changing up the turbo setup to something bigger, but I mean, honestly, I want to see how that turbo performs before deciding if I'm going to change it out or not. So right now I have a GTX3584RS. It's a Garrett. That seems to kind of be not what I want it to be. I kind of want to go with a G series, specifically a G351050, but we'll see. I kind of just want to see how it performs first and then go from there. But man, these parts are just making my build, like they're literally making it. Like I'm so excited to throw these parts on and you know, just bring you guys on with me and show you guys how I get everything done. It's just crazy. Been piling up parts for like the past couple months now, so it's gonna be a good change. Really, all I'm really looking for is gonna be efficiency, which is the reason why I'm doing these supporting mods. So efficiency is what I was always intended and always was going for. So yeah, we'll see how this whole setup performs. I'm hoping that it's everything I want it to be. It really should, in theory. So yeah, let me show you guys everything I'm gonna be throwing on the GC now. All right, so here are the parts. It's mainly gonna be 4 components and then some intercooler piping. Over here, we have the ETS headers. Over here, we have a Haltech Elite 2500, and then I got the wiring harness right next to it. Plug and play harness to be exact. And then right under it is going to be my Process West manifold. I finally got this back. It took him around a month to get this done. Yeah, honestly, the turnaround time was pretty quick, being, you know, what it is. They had to kind of like R&D some stuff since they had never made intake manifold with the Boomba throttle body that I'm using right now with the cable orientation in reverse. So they had to pretty much draw out the board and kind of redesign the flange mounting point and all that stuff. So yes, Process West intake manifold, and then over here we got a Mishimoto 4-inch intercooler. So as far as I know, I believe it's the same size as my current core, but it's just wider. So instead of being a 3-inch, it's gonna be a 4-inch now. So, you know, more air, more efficiency is what I'm going for. Just kind of want to have better IATs when I am flooring it. But yeah, let me show you guys how everything looks here. All right, here we have the ETS headers, Max Flow V2s. These things just look amazing. The reason why I went with these over Killer B and Grim Speed and all that good stuff is because these, from what I saw on dyno sheets, these make the most top and power. As you guys know, I'm not really a track oriented guy. If I do take it to the track, it's gonna be strictly for quarter mile times and drag. So I was looking for mainly high RPM efficiency. So this should bring out the top end of my turbo setup and my whole engine build setup. So that is why I went with ETS. Not talking down on any other of the companies, but ETS is what I preferred. It just kind of had exactly what I wanted. So that is why I went with ETS. There are a lot of people that argue about ETS versus Killer B. Honestly, they're both very good headers. You just kind of have to choose what it is that you want. And I wanted more top end, so from seeing the dyno sheets, these give out more top end, so that is why I went with these. And then here we have my Haltech Elite 2500 and then the plug and play harness. The reason I went with Haltech is because from what I was reading was Haltech has some really good customer support. So that is the reason why I went Haltech, and you know, they have all the features that I wanted, rolling anti-lag, it is a standalone ECU and all that good stuff. So I ended up going with Haltech just for those reasons. Standalones, they all kind of do the same thing, but they all do it differently. You kind of just have to choose what ECU your tuner is going to want to tune on. I should have done that first and consulted my tuner before going ahead and buying this, but I was just reading all the reviews and it seems like a lot of people like Haltech, and they do have a lot of aftermarket support. They do provide a lot of insight and they are pretty active as well. So that is why I went with Haltech. Definitely consult your tuner before buying a standalone and all that stuff, because they might choose otherwise. There are some people that prefer Motec, there are some people that prefer AEM, there are some people that prefer Link. So just consult your tuner before even buying one. So yeah, I went with Haltech here. And then in here, we have this beauty. Let's see here. I have my Process West intake manifold. This thing is just beautiful. I would take it out for you guys, but it's just kind of a pain to put it back in. Yes, this intake manifold was made for my throttle body and my setup, being a cable-driven setup. It took them quite a while to get this thing done. It took like a month. So, like I said, the turnaround wasn't too bad, but yeah, it was a month. And this thing is so beautiful. Those of you guys that are following me on Instagram, you guys saw all the pictures of this thing. This thing is just crazy. So yeah, Process West manifold, and then I need to get fittings and stuff for the back to be able to plumb them in. But yeah, overall, just such a beautiful piece. And then over here, we have my Mishimoto intercooler. This thing is a 4-inch core, so it is pretty fat, as you guys can see. So yeah, it's a fat core. Should definitely help on my cooling capabilities, my intake temps. So we'll see how it goes. There are not really that many people running these for intercoolers, so I'm kind of, you know, being a guinea pig and just testing it out and seeing how it does. So we'll see. I'm not expecting, you know, the absolute best of the best. You know, ETS is kind of one of those that are known for being the best of the best, but this was just kind of something I just wanted to test out. So we'll see how it does. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this performs, and you know, a lot of people don't really like running Mishimoto. I'm one of those people that have run Mishimoto, haven't had any issues with it, or any of the products, so we're gonna see how this goes. So yeah, I think that should be pretty much it. So we're gonna go to my car, and we're gonna take off the intake manifold and just test fit the Process West manifold, and pretty much go from there. So yeah. All right, now I'm gonna be able to record myself bringing the manifold down with me. So get my car unlocked, pop the hood open, pretty much go from there. Oh, I think it's raining outside. Yeah, it is. But yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy. It's super exciting, just, you know, seeing all this stuff just come together. It's gonna be a huge difference. Oh boy, I cannot wait. All right. And this is gonna be looking way different next time with that Process West manifold. Ooh, and the intercooler piping. Oh man, it's gonna be such a win. I'm going to go 3-inch all around, so that's gonna be nice to get around. But yeah, for now we're gonna pretty much disconnect the front intercooler pipe. We're gonna take the intake manifold off and see how that Process West fits on there. Really curious to see how it's gonna fit and how it's gonna look. Super exciting. So this right here, my car's gonna be pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna have to disconnect any pigtails that are connected to my throttle body, and then pretty much just undo the hose clamps, get my blow-off valve disconnected from the vacuum hose, and then pull it out. And then from there, I believe some coolant is gonna be puking out of here, so I'm gonna drain a little bit from the actual expansion tank. And pretty much just disconnect just everything that's tied to the intake manifold, just to be able to test fit it and just make sure that the throttle cable is actually fitting correctly to it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this all done. All right, I got the coolant out of the expansion tank. So now I can go ahead and start unplugging all of my sensors. All right, so my sensors are all unplugged now. So now I'm gonna disconnect the throttle cable, disconnect any grounds. Before I actually get started and start disconnecting grounds, I'm gonna actually disconnect my battery. That is the first thing I should have done. So I'm gonna disconnect the battery and just get all this rest of the stuff out, so yeah. All right, so now that that is all disconnected and done, I'm going to go ahead and grab our 212s and just start loosening this thing. So, and in case for you guys that haven't done this or are not particular with doing throttle cable stuff, so pretty much you're just gonna undo this back one. This one right here is gonna be your adjustment nut, and then this one right here in the front is just gonna be for you to tighten it. Pretty much just gonna loosen it all the way until you get to the very far back here. And bam. So that way you have that clear space right here to pull the cable in and out. But before you do that, I always recommend you just get the little pin out. It's a little hard to do it one-handed, so I'm gonna get the pin out and then pretty much just pull the cable out. All right, pull this all the way back. Cable's gonna go over, and then should be able to get on out from here. So now this is out. You'll be able to pull the cable all the way back, and then out she goes. So that cable is now out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that. So now next are gonna be grounds, and then I'm gonna have to disconnect this PCV hose. And the cool thing about this actually is that with my new TGVs, I actually forgot to mention those. I'm putting IG TGVs on this as well. They have an opening in the middle, so I'm gonna be able to reroute hoses under the TGVs and really clean up this engine bay. So that's gonna be super cool. So from here, I'm gonna disconnect the grounds, disconnect any vacuum hoses, and then I'm gonna have to take this whole pipe off, and then pretty much from there, just get all the little bolts I can to get the top of the intake manifold off. For me, since I am rotated manifold and I have a lot of stuff that's modified and deleted, it's easy for me to take my manifold off. For you guys that are, still stock location and haven't really messed with your intake manifold, you won't be able to take your whole intake manifold off by itself. You're gonna take it off with the TGVs more than likely and pull it out as an assembly. Reason being is because it has to do with the fuel rails and the way the fuel rails are routed. There's a lot of stuff in the way, so just be aware that you're going to take off the TGVs with your intake manifold to be able to actually even get the manifold off. So just a heads up. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead, get the hoses off, get grounds off, and then go from there. So one ground right here. These grounds, I'm going to have to place them differently on the other intake manifold since it's all just gonna be way different. So yeah, there are some things that I did on this actual setup that are kind of just one-off things I just did for myself. Looks like I did like a custom ground here, kind of make my life easier, I'm gonna be guessing. So that was another ground off. And I'm gonna have to remember to connect these when I actually set up my new manifold. So those are off, take vacuum hoses off, and then should be solid from there. This right here is going to be a coolant hose. So I'm just wiggle this thing on out, so I'll foul that one a little bit. Right, that one's off. This is actually going to be for my AOS setup. I'm going to get these two hoses off, my blow-off valve hose off, and then yeah, we'll continue on forward with the whole test fit of everything, just because yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super curious on how everything's gonna look. So yeah, hoses are all disconnected, so now I can focus on taking the rest of these couplers off and the actual charge pipe out. Now, you should be able to pull off the charge pipe. All right, cool. And just like that, this side of my piping is out. So now, to take the rest of the intake manifold off, I have a couple tens I have to take off. This, like I said, this applies to me because I am rotated and I don't have a lot of the stuff that you guys might have on there. So yeah, just like I'm saying, just a disclaimer. I'm gonna take off the 10s, take the intake manifold off, and then see how the process west sits on there. Ooh, that's crazy. It's so crazy. I literally have a process west manifold, like, wow. But yeah, let's take the 10s off and let's see how the process west fits on there. Oh, there's another ground I need to take off right here. Man, I'm sneaky with those grounds. I'm literally trying to make everything look as nice as possible. So there's one more sneaky ground I gotta get off over there. awesome. So yeah, now I should be able to take the manifold off. Yep. Alright. Awesome. Cool. Just like that, my intake manifold is off. So there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna be able to clean up under here with those other TGVs, so that's gonna be super nice. I have not seen this side of the engine in quite a while, so kind of brings me back to the old days when I was first getting my whole build together. It's kind of crazy to see. But yeah, we're gonna see how the Process West kind of mounts up and whatnot, and yeah, I'm obviously not going to be reusing these. Don't reuse these gaskets. Here we have the Process West manifold, so we're going to go ahead, just kind of lay it down and see what things kind of end up looking like. So, wow. Oh my god, that is crazy. Dude, is this going to clear? No way. Yo, that's insane. That clears the hood. It did not look like it was going to. Holy hell. Yo. Oh, dude, this is crazy. Oh. This looks freaking crazy. Wow. Process West, man. You guys are really doing it up here. Wow. This looks freaking crazy. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna lightly bolt on the throttle body and see how the cable fits and just make sure that I can get some adjustment on there. And after that, we are done test fitting this manifold. Holy hell, this looks so freaking good. Dude. Sheesh. Man, it's gonna look so good. I'm so excited. Hell yeah. All right, well yeah, let's test fit the throttle body and just make sure everything looks good here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my throttle body, and I guess I'm just gonna test fit it real quick and see what it looks like, and just pretty much how it's all gonna work out here. Let's see here. All right, so we got those two seated now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have to get this cable. I'm gonna have to route it a different way now, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm gonna need to bring it all the way over there. Actually, let's see. So I just want to make sure it's not like interfering with anything, because you know, with it being a cable, like they can be very, very picky. Doesn't look like this is gonna fit. Yeah, this cable is not wanting to go through, and that is an issue. Yeah, I'm gonna have to contact Process West to see what's up with that. That was the main reason why I wanted to test fit, just make sure the cable is gonna go through, but from the looks of it, it looks like it might not be able to go through, so I'm gonna investigate a little bit and see what's up. Okay, so I was able to figure out this whole fiasco. Essentially what was going on was that my actual cable was not clearing the bracket. So let's see here, so we have this bracket right here. So I took this one off to kind of just get it. I was comparing the two of them because I was just like what the hell, like why is my cable not going through? So essentially, so right here you have the 1 and the 2, so it's like an opening right here. It's a straight, looks squared essentially. So this wasn't big enough to clear the throttle cable. So I had to get a file, and I had to pretty much file it out right here all the way up until I got to the width where I can actually slide the cable through. So that was the first thing I did. I was able to finally clear the cable through. I put it in. I was like, cool, it slides through now. And then I came up with another issue. The second issue was, now with the cable being in, the actual hole that you see here, this little half moon kind of, this hole wasn't big enough to actually
slide the cable through and get adjustment through. So as you can see here, that right there is going to be your adjustment. So let me see if I can kind of get you guys kind of like a better example. So this right here, you can slide through. You see how like I just slid it through right now? So you can slide that through. So this right here, and even right now, it doesn't slide through freely. You have to get it to a certain angle. But essentially what was going on is I wasn't even able to slide this through. As soon as I got it through this little chamfered edge right here, like this little portion that's like a little slimmer than the rest of it, this I got through, and then the rest just would not slide through whatsoever. So I had to get a drill, and I had to drill up the hole bigger on the actual intake manifold, and then I had to get a file. I have all this stuff, by the way, so I had to get a file this out to make it big enough to get the actual cable in, and then after that, test fitted it. This didn't fit still, so I had to get a drill and actually make the hole bigger. So other than that, as you guys can see, I have the throttle body on. So actually able to get the cable through, and you know, there's no issues with clearance, so that's freaking awesome. Dude, that's so crazy. That is so crazy. Intake manifold fits now, no more issues. So yeah, from here, pretty much I just got to figure out my whole hosing situation, and I need to figure out what the sizing of the ports on the back are, so that way I can get some vacuum fittings and just get this all set up. So yeah, so far I would say this has been a pretty successful install or overview on how this whole thing fits and test fit. So yeah. All right, and that's pretty much gonna be it for today. I still cannot believe that I own the intake manifold. It's just crazy. That's just wild. I've always wanted a process west manifold, and I was just never ever able to afford it. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so pretty much the last things I need to do, so I already test fitted the manifold, so I pretty much know that it's going to work. I need to get vacuum fittings for it, since I need to plug in my vacuum lines, and there are 5 ports in the back, and I need to get fittings. They're pretty much screw on there and have little nipples that come out. So I need to get the vacuum fittings for it. I need to get the bolts for the throttle body as well. The ones that I have are a little bit too long, so they're kind of like bottoming out, and it's actually not able to tighten the throttle body all the way. So I need to get shorter bolts for the throttle body. I need to fit the headers. So the ETS headers are going to be going on. Man, those things they're so beautiful. I need to do the headers. I need to do TGV deletes. I need to do that 4-inch intercooler as well, and then throw in the Haltech once I get a base map. So yeah, very exciting and very fun stuff, guys. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You guys are awesome. And yeah, other than that, I will catch you guys later, and have a great day. Peace.